Hey everybody, this is the fourth here, and in this video I just want to introduce you to a certain option that you'll come across at different times while you're working in your digital audio workstation. And this option is to invert the polarity, or reverse the polarity, or invert the phase, or it's called a few different things, but they all mean the same thing and it all works the same way. So what inverting or reversing your polarity does is it takes all of the positive amplitude values of a sound and makes them negative and vice versa. So it multiplies the amplitude values of your waveform by -1. And in the FL Studio sampler channel settings, you have that option right here. You can just select to reverse the polarity. And if you look at what happens in the waveform, you'll see that right now it's kind of peaking up higher on the positive values than it is on the lower values. And when I just hit that reverse polarity, now it's peaking higher at the lower values. And that's just because I have multiplied all those amplitude values by -1. I'm flipping the waveform over that center line. And you can see this a little bit better with a saw wave. So you can see right now it's a diagonal line kind of like this. So pay attention to the slope of the diagonal line. And in the FL Studio mixer, I can reverse the polarity by clicking this option right here for any mixer track. And if I do that for the saw wave, you will see that the slope has reversed. And that's just because where this value used to be positive, it's now negative, and where this value used to be negative, it's now positive. And if I turn that off, you'll see that it goes back to the way it was before. And certain synthesizers will have this option for you as well. In Citrus, you might not be aware of how to do it right away because it's not an option on any of the waveform settings. But that's because it doesn't have to be, because you have the option to route it through Citrus as a positive or a negative value. So you'll see right now it's at 100% if you look up here. And it looks normally. But I could also route it through -100%, and you'll see it is inverted. So that's how you can do it in Citrus, and other synthesizers may just have the option on the waveform to invert the polarity or whatever. And so, just like the phase knob, this isn't particularly useful on its own if you're playing like a single sound, but when you're layering sounds or making a full song, certain drum sounds are going to hit together at the same time, certain synth layers are going to play together at the same time, then reversing those polarities can affect how the sound is produced as a whole when those different elements are playing together. And I'll go a little bit more into the specifics of how you can use that to your advantage in a later video, because in this video I just wanted to kind of show you how it works. And you can see it just takes your positive amplitude values, makes them negative, and takes your negative values, makes them positive, by multiplying those amplitude values by -1, and just kind of flips your waveform vertically over the line which is an amplitude of 0.